back to Little House in the Big Woods. Today, I thought I'd show you how I pantry prep in January without going to the grocery store. Now, this is our first year here at this house, so there's a lot of experiments. We actually did change growing zones. We are in 5B growing zone, and so we will have not as much time to grow some of our plants. So most of the stuff that I have here is all experimental. I have a mud room, and that's the place where we get our light. So part of my growing that I start in January, because I get so excited about growing things, is I start my garden plans. I plan out where I want everything, what I want to grow, where I want to grow it. This year, like I said, whole new garden area. So I also plan where I'm going to buy, who I'm going to buy from. I go through, this is not the proper way to do it, but this is how I have it right now. But these are my seeds. I have seeds from a little bit of everywhere. I did go to the dollar store a few weeks ago, and you'll see a lot of these are from the dollar store. They are not, probably the best you can get, but these brands, if you look at them, they are still non-GMO. So that's what I'm going to try to do. So I have seeds that people have given me. I have seeds that I've saved myself. I also, this year, what I'm going to do is, some of these are spices, and I do have some spices over here that I'm going to plant, but also I'm going to do a medicinal garden and plant some of these plants in my medicinal garden. And I am also trying just to learn as much as I can on herbal things to try to help me better do a more natural approach for healing things with not having to go to the store, because that's our goal, is to be self-sufficient. So I'm going to start here with some lettuce. Again, these are from the dollar store, so I'll give regular updates to see how we're doing, but I've used these in the past, and they've grown fine. I still had last year, making sure, I love to get my hands dirty in the soil. When you got 40 inches of snow outside, yeah, I love the snow, but I also love being in the garden. I love to grow things for my family. I love for the little kids, my little kids and others' little kids, to be able to go out, and they love to bring their harvest to me. We went to the garden, so I'm just, with these lettuce seeds, you do not have to plant them very deep. They're not that big. I don't know if you've grown a garden before, or maybe you've started some seeds, maybe you haven't started some seeds. So I'm just going to lightly cover, because these are just lettuce seeds and you don't need to cover them so much. I'm not using probably the best potting soil. Some of this came from the dollar store, some of this is a Miracle Grow. So in this one, I'm going to do, because I only had one package of kale, but I have some lettuce. I do order, I like the, I think it's called Rocky Top from Baker Creek, and I have an order in with them, and I will be doing a Seed Savers order as well. I've ordered from MI Gardener. That's still pretty dry. So, like I said, I do just try to, if I see the seed clearance, I do try to pick them up. So we're going to put a little bit of lettuce in here. Now, I know it's early for my growing season to be planting, but I have a room that I'm dedicating to experimenting my gardening this year. We did live, and even when we did live in a smaller house, I still used my window sills. I grew whatever I could. I also had a greenhouse, and I grew seeds in my greenhouse. And I didn't just grow them for myself. I grew them for whoever wants them. And I'm just going to set this here because I know what's in this one, but I will forget what's on that side, so I will mark it. Okay, so we got, let me grab some water here. So this is a real big experiment. I'm going to try these watermelons, and what I want to do is I'll start out in this one, and what I want to do is watermelons usually grow on a vine. When I plant my watermelon this year, some of it I was going to try to trellis, but I'm not sure. Depends on the variety that I get, but some of my melons I really want to try to trellis. I have trellised cucumbers before. I have trellised beans and peas. Oh, what else? Flowers, of course. And I will be planting flowers because I just love flowers. You can't go on the... I like flowers for two reasons. One, because of the beauty. Why not go in there? Oh, I don't know if that one's going to work. Look, one watermelon seed in there. But I do have some cantaloupe that I can... Let's see. This one is more cantaloupe, but... Well, I'll just use this one, but I will probably go back and do another one. I'm guessing it's probably only got one. Nope, it's got more. So, we'll just do 3. So, this is my way of pantry prepping for January in my pantry without going to the store. Now, this is a spice. It's thyme. I like to use thyme in salads and stuff like that. You can grow it and then dry it and then put it in your little spice rack. Eventually these will be outside, I hope, but I'm a little reluctant because of where we live. I'm not sure how much will survive the cold winters, but also having 40 foot of snow, 40 inches. Right now that's about what we have on top of them, and we'll see what we have. I have already spoken with my neighbors, and actually I give them some of my seeds because she was unable to. Whew, well, that's no good. There was not, we're not going to use that one. We will use something else. Let's see. How about we try some Swiss chard on this one? I hope the rest of these seeds are not like that, but I can tell in this one what's in there. You can see that water getting down there. I do have some other. I do try to grow as big a garden as I can. Years past has, you know, it's all for me. Some things I'm not going to do a whole bunch of those ones because I can replant them, but probably get different varieties and such. So again, let me put these in there so that when I'm done, I'll remember and write what is what. So in this one, we put this one and this one. I'm very forgetful when I do that. I like to write them on the sides what I plant so I can remember. I do have some different over in my seed collection over there. Some different brands. And you know, I also use different containers. You can see that little yogurt container up there. Next to it is an empty peanut butter jar. I have milk jugs. You can cut these milk jugs in half, and then it'll create like a greenhouse effect. You just put your plants down here, and those work. You can use, got eggplant right here. We'll see how much is in there. I might be planting something else, but most of these were just for experiment to, you know, to see what I could grow and see how well things grow back there. Now I know, you know, some things like these things here, these are peppers. These need to be in a warmer environment. I have huge windows throughout my house, and I'm just going to experiment. These pepper plants, I have a stove in this room, and they need a lot of light. So I'm going to put them over by my stove so it's warmer in there. They like pretty consistent heat. I use these Anaheim chilies a lot because I like to cook. Hispanic foods or Mexican foods, however you want to say it. And I did put quite a bit in here, but I will, you know, as these get bigger, I know I will have to transplant them into different things. Now I do have, like I said, lots of space, so that's what I'm planning to do. This one is not. Put this back here. I know with times they're being uncertain, and it's always just good to just try and experiment. See what you can grow. It's not as hard as people think. I think what happened with me in where we used to live is we were in a high heat area, and we got lots more heat, and you know, I try to dedicate time to go out to the garden and clean and groom it, you know, and sometimes the weeds got away from me. So one thing that I really try to do is, you know, companion planting helps. Let's get this last one. These are some cayenne peppers. I have not grown, and the way it's looking with these, this is another dollar store, so I'm not going to put too much hope on it. Something I'll just order. You know, I have gone to the past and gone to Walmart, and I've gotten seeds from, you know, Walmart, and I've ordered them, and also in other box stores, you know, and I do try to look for the non-GMOs because I try to save seeds from, here, there's actually some in there, from my plants and my flowers, my vegetables. So we got all those done. We're just going right along. Now, these are some tomatoes. Tomatoes are like peppers. They like it to be warmer. I have not been a very good tomato gardener, and I hope to change it this year. I tried really hard. I got different seeds last year. I ordered, and it was a new, where I planted the garden, was a new area. I didn't admit, you know, before past years I would, I'm not sure what brand these are or what, because they were given to me. So we'll try those ones out. And anyways, so usually I like to use, we have chickens in the past, we've had rabbits, we have goats and sheep, horse, but in the past I would always use my rabbit stuff on top of there. Rabbit manure is not hot, so you can use it. You can use it in the garden any time of the year. So we got some chives in this one. Now you see, I just forgot this. I'm going to mark this one right there. So this is some chives. Oh, my grandpa used to always have chives. Chives just popped up everywhere around him. He'd go out there and get some for some baked potatoes and just eat them. Just eat them like that. We have, you know, one of the things that I'm going to try this year is non-traditional planting around our property. I am not going to just have a strict garden area. I'm going to try to do, there's things called, it's called Back to Eden, where you, you know, you can use bark on top of there to keep your, oops. You know, and if I don't see these growing, I'm just going to replant something else in there. But anyways, you can use bark to help keep your bark, straw, grass, stuff, mulch. You know, mulch to keep your weeds down in your garden. This one's going to fall down. And go that route. But this year I'm going to also try just to plant things. There's a lady, her name was Ruth. I can't remember, but she used to have to take care of her husband, and she wanted just to do just a natural environment to see what happened, because you know, things grow everywhere without having to amend anything. You know, she just would go out there and dig a hole in the ground where grass or, I don't like how that one came out. But anyways, she would just go out there and, that one's not oregano. It's not chives. This looks like, Anyways, I'll find that one in a minute. She would plant it anywhere. She would just go out. I'm about out of water. I'll grab that other one in a minute. She would just go out there, pull in place back the grass, and I will try to find her name out and see if I can put it in there. And she would just plant it. You know, when we go outside, weeds can grow anywhere, so that was her thought. Why can't I just go outside and plant my vegetables, you know? So what would happen is she wouldn't amend anything, but, you know, she'd have the grass there, and she would put this there. Have certain stuff, you know, just pop up everywhere without even having to dig through nothing. She wouldn't have to go dig through the weeds, nothing. So she would just go out there and just plant it. Well, these are just regular cucumbers. Kids like to, I'm just going to throw them all in there just because I see how these other ones are, and I'm not quite sure they're all going to make it. And these are some, I've heard good things about these. They're called Armenian cucumbers. And so we're going to, those ones on this side, we'll put theirs here. So that was one of the things I was just going to do, is just plant things sporadically out to the yard. I'm not going to worry about, you know, tending them or anything like that. I'm just going to cilantro, put these in there real quick. But I'm just going to get some water, see how it all plays out when I just plant things wherever. So, because again, and you know, we have things on our property. We have wild strawberries. We live within range where we can forage the forest for different berries and maybe even some mushrooms. But we will be doing that. Also making some salves, you know, learning about what you have on your property as far as trees, plants, what's edible, what's not edible, things that you may just take and thought, wow, that's just the weed. Well, really, it's not. You can do something with that. If the people knew that, you know, in the, I threw that away. Sorry, got sidetracked. But if the people knew in the, you know, in the Donner family that they could soak pine needles for the vitamin C and get that, it would have prevented their scurvy, and that's what they would have, you know, they died from. So just really knowing what's around you. You know, I have some honey locust trees that we used to live by, and I took the honey locust trees and I took they have a seed, and in their seed there's this sweet stuff that comes out of there. Well, they have seeds inside there, but you can soak those seeds and grind them up into a powder, and you can use them to make breads, and that's what I did, and it didn't taste too bad. It is kind of nutty, you know. You can grind the seeds and make a powder or paste or stuff like that. So just really knowing what you have on your property. I mean, you really wouldn't even know unless you looked what you have on your property to eat. So, you know, I encourage you to learn about what is in your surroundings. You know, there's so many plants that are you know, just not, you don't have to go to the store for it. Just know what you have, know what you can get, you know. So I'm gonna set these in my mudroom. I will see how they all pan out. Some of these have hooks you can hang in the window. I'll hang some out there and stuff like that. But this is really one of the ways I grow my pantry. It is important to me to do this, and I may fail on things, you know. I may not have enough tomatoes, or I may have too many cucumbers. I might not have my lettuce sprout, but I'm starting early enough, I'll know. And like these seed packages didn't come very good, so I'm not having too much faith in them. But I'm still going to try, and that is one thing that'll help your pantry. Try something new. I encourage you to grow something. You know, if you haven't grown anything and you're trying to stock your pantry, you know, this time of year seeds are starting to come out. People are getting more interested in growing things because of the ways of our, you know, our economy is right now. There's some places having shortages of meat and this and that and the other. I just encourage you to know first, you know, it is not that hard, and you're only gonna get better as years pass, you know, to try and grow things and learn. It doesn't take too much. So this year I'm going to also plant, I'll be next month probably starting some sweet potato slips, and I'm going to probably plant potatoes. My neighbor said the potatoes did real good and up here, and I'll be planting some berry bushes, blueberries, and probably more strawberries, and also some blackberries and raspberries this year. So, you know, I just encourage you just to garden prep. It doesn't take, you don't have to live in a big area. You know, these are containers. You could put containers on your porch if you live in an apartment, maybe on your back patio or in your windowsill. You can really do a lot with a little bit of space. I just encourage you just to try and see what happens. See how much you get. So yeah, today this is what I'm doing. I'm starting some seeds. So I will continue to update you on this. I have some other seeds that I will probably, like these ones didn't have too many, but I'm probably going to go through my seed packages and see what else I can go along and add in here, and just do more experiments. And when I get more seeds as well, I'm sure there'll be different things that I want to start, but this is just my way of playing in the dirt and gardens. So if you like to grow plants, house plants in your house, and